It's Lindsay's fault that we're late. No, just kidding. It's mine. It's mine. To explain, Lindsay can't be here tonight uh, because she had a schedule mix-up. But she sent her segment in via video, so I was trying to process that, and I'm a horrible planner. Welcome to HorrorBuzz Live, and where we are going to chat about all of the crazy news and information happening right now in the horror world. We have a cool, very big, very cool show for you tonight. Actor J.F. Davis is here to talk about his new film coming up. And Chris is going to be here helping out with the interview and with one of his lists. So yeah, this is going to be totally cool. Now, before I get into any of this stuff, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, and we follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, and oh my goodness, we already have a ton of. Hey, Danny, what's going on, man? And Taylor and Cody are here as well. How's it going, you guys? Okay, so as I said before, we have to share Lindsay's segment first, and but oh, you know what? And before I get into that as well, let me make sure to mention Dark Matter. They're a cool streaming service. It's a free streaming service, and all you got to do is watch commercials. But if you want the commercials done, you can pay for that too. And so Dark Matter is a cool streaming service. So, getting into the fun, we are tuning into Lindsay right now.
Hello, Horror Hellions. I am sorry I am not there with you, but I am there in spirit, and of course, my spirit is here to bring you all of the what's what in the realm of films and events happening in our spooky little horror world. So we've got a few films coming out this Friday. One I want to bring to your attention is Crimes of the Future. This is about a weird synthetic environment that mankind lives in now, and a public performer, Saul Tenzer, decides to showcase the metamorphosis of his organs in this very avant-garde, artsy way. And this investigative reporter from the National Organ Registry, she's tracking very obsessively this metamorphosis, and she reveals a mysterious group and their intentions for the next phase of human evolution. So if that sounds exciting to you, that's Crimes of the Future, and that's coming to theaters this Friday. Also coming this Friday is Unhuman. This is a undead film of high school proportions. 7 misfit students have to band together to fight a growing gang of unhuman savages, and they are on a field trip, and it goes completely wrong. They have to trust each other and test their limits as they fight to survive. So if you're into zombie movies and horror survival films, then this is definitely for you. That's Unhuman, and it's coming to VOD streaming platforms this Friday. Also coming out Friday, we have Frank and Penelope, and it follows, you guessed it, Frank and Penelope. And they find themselves miles from civilization in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road, and they happen upon a small motel and diner. Convenient. And then they decide to stay at the motel and then rob the diner, because why not? And after they decide to do that, maybe karma comes and bites them in the butt, because things go terribly wrong for this couple. So if that piques your interest, that's Frank and Penelope, and that comes out on a limited release this Friday, so check your local listings. So for events, we've got a whole bunch of different things, and I'll try to get through as many as I can. So starting off, Universal Studios Hollywood is they've officially announced that they are holding auditions for Halloween Horror Nights 2022. So if you are thinking about being a scare actor, if you've ever wanted to try it, here's your chance. Auditions are going to be held Friday, June 17th and Saturday, June 18th at the Hilton in Universal City, which is right next to Universal Studios. They've slated that you're going to need to do some improv. They are going to need to see how you move. So if you've never done a scare audition, you don't know what it entails, you can look things up to prepare. But be prepared to be flexible and adaptable, and brush up on your improv skills. And this weekend, we have Monster Palooza. That is going to be running June 3rd through June 5th at the Pasadena Convention Center. If you've never been to Monsterpalooza, that is a complete celebration of the monster, all things monster. The movie magic, the makeup, the art, everything is centered around celebrating one of the things that makes horror so great. There's going to be over 450 exhibitors, a monster museum, makeup demos, classes, celebrity guests, panels, you name it. And some of those celebrity guests that you can expect to see there are Tim Curry, members of the original Scream cast, Shawnee Smith and Tobin Bell from the Saw franchise. We've got David Naughton, Bill Moseley, Tom Savini. The list is crazy. It goes on and on. You got to scroll for almost days to get to the bottom of it. Friday, if you're interested in going, is $30 a person. Saturday is $45 a person, and they're only available at the door. So all of the online tickets for that have sold out. You can still take a chance and get in on that day, but I recommend getting there early if that is your goal. And Sunday is $40 a person. If you're interested in buying tickets, you can go to monsterpalooza, PALOOZA.com, and buy your tickets. And also, we've got the Sugarmint Gallery. These guys are also in Pasadena, and if you are not familiar with Sugarmint, they are awesome. It's an art gallery located in South Pasadena, and they are the notorious filming location for Halloween. So the art gallery is right next door to the original Michael Myers house, if you guys did not know, and it's a walking distance from a lot of the original filming locations. So if you're a movie buff, that is definitely a place to check out any day. And Sugarmint is always hosting different kinds of art exhibitions, and their tagline or their core belief is every day is Halloween. So they're really known for rooting their art in the art of spooky, if you will. And they're best known for their annual exhibit, which is Welcome to Haddonfield. And it's, of course, a tribute to all the Halloween films. But coming up this weekend, they have a couple different film things that are kind of fun and funky for you to check out. So on Friday, June 3rd, they're going to be doing Mashup Movie Night, the Spooky TGIF Sitcom Night. So it's basically a retro throwback night of all of the Halloween episodes from different sitcoms that we loved, including Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Step by Step, and so many more. And they're even throwing in throwback Halloween commercials, so I'm excited for that. I can't even imagine which ones they've pulled out of the depths, but I know that'll be really fun. So tickets for that are $15, and that's for the gallery admission. So all of the events that happen at Sugarmint are free, but it requires the purchase of gallery admission. So you get to attend the event, and you also get to attend the gallery. So it's a 2-for-1. And that is happening this Friday, and it runs from 7:30 until 10 p.m., and you can get tickets on Sugarmint Gallery's website at sugarmint.com, and that's mint with an M-Y, not an M-I. And on Saturday, they are doing the Mashup Movie Night Spooky Throwback Snick Night. So this is a tribute to Nickelodeon, all things Nickelodeon, including Halloween specials and spooky episodes of Real Monsters, Hey Arnold, SpongeBob SquarePants, Rugrats, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? So if you were a 90s kid, then that is probably something that you are jumping up and down about right now. So again, it runs from 7:30 to 10 p.m. and just requires the purchase of gallery admission, just like the TGIF sitcom screening night, and that's on Saturday, June 4th. And then rounding out our events, I just wanted to end with, we have Haunt X. So Haunt X normally takes place in February. I've mentioned this a few times before, but it's fast approaching, so I want to make sure it's on your radar. And they had to postpone it because of COVID. So the new date is June 11th and 12th. So not this weekend, but next weekend. And Haunt X is just the DIY Haunters Expo heaven. Anything that you could hope to find for any newbie or haunt veteran, it's happening and it's there for you. There's demos, how-tos, DIYs, books, companies that are there for hire. You can talk to them about how they do things, makeup, fog lighting. I mean, the list goes on and on. And there are currently still tickets available. It's $90 for early entry for the entire weekend, or it's $30 for the day and $50 for early entry. If you want to attend the Asylum costume party on Saturday night, that's $35 a person. So not too bad. If you're interested in that, you can find tickets on their website at hauntx.com. I know that was a lot. It's always a lot, and we could honestly keep going, but there's so much more to talk about because there's always more. the horror community never lets us down with what's going on. So I have to sign off, but remember, I'm still there in spirit, and I won't say it because the show hasn't ended, but I'll give you my fog fingers. We'll see you next time.
Oh, thanks, Lindsay. Thank you so much for contributing. And yeah, we miss you. Hope to see you again soon. So now then, what I think I hear a voice coming from Canada. Oh my gosh, it's Chris.
Hello, world.
What's going on, dude?
Well, I was having a great weekend until I saw that movie Men, and I'm still not even sure what I watched, to be honest.
Well, yeah, that one's a head scratcher, but I like Alex Garland. I also got to see oh God, I don't know if I can say that I saw it. When was the embargo? But
Oh, is it the
Crimes
one
of
that
the
we were talking
Future,
about before?
Crimes of the Future,
Oh,
and
that was great. The new Cronenberg.
yes, and so I would say don't miss that. And also, what was the other one? Unhuman was also very funny. Anyway, so we actually have a special guest tonight. And JF Davis, are you ready to come on?
Ready.
There we go. JF Davis, he is here to talk to us about his upcoming new horror film, Demon Within. Is it Demon Within or Demons
The
Within?
Demons.
The Demons Within. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you for coming on. Can you tell us a little bit about the project?
Yeah, we're actually in pre-production right now, and it's a possession film, kind of a modern day Exorcist. And in the film, our lead, this young girl named Izzy, is kind of a troubled young girl, and she's got some demons, and she ends up going to see this doctor or whatever, and ends up being possessed. And they actually enter her, they actually start messing with her cell phone and start sending her some strange messages and stuff, and that leads to her full possession. And her and her family end up calling on this priest to come help her get rid of her demons. But the cell phone is the kind of the new twist on the old story.
Excellent. So let's see here. This will this be your directorial debut? Do I have that right?
Well, it was supposed to be, but I
Oh
had
shoot,
a
I'm
couple
sorry.
projects. What's that?
Sorry about that.
I was slated to direct, produce, and star, and I've just had too many things going on. So I turned the directing over to a young lady in Ohio by the name of Stephanie Hensley, who is a director. And I'm going to oversee everything. I'm producing the movie and starring in the movie alongside an incredible cast. We get a horror legend, Jan Birch, Felissa Rose, from The Walking Dead. We get Vincent W. Ward, and then we get Lizzie Small, and we have a newcomer, Spencer Madison's going to be playing the lead, and Alicia Seaton is going to be playing her mom, and it's going to be a good little film. But I booked another movie, and I'm actually moving, in the process of moving, and everything was just getting overwhelming for me. So I turned the project over to Stephanie to help me out and help me make it happen.
Well, that's awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to see what she does with it.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah.
Now, explain what pre-production is for people who don't know what that is about, and the different stages of, how the film goes through production.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been in somewhat of a pre-production for quite a while now. We were actually slated to shoot back before the pandemic, and we were shooting in Van Wert, Ohio. And then after the pandemic, we had to kind of shut everything down. And then I decided I was going to shoot in LA, and now we're back in Ohio. But pre-production, what it is location scouting, scheduling, finalizing deals with all the actors, lining up flights and hotels for all the actors, and just putting the whole project together and getting ready to shoot. Right up until the day we start rolling cameras, it's pre-production, and then we go into production, which is slated for the end of August.
Excellent. So what makes this movie is different in the subgenre as far as other possession movies go? I mean, it's the cell phone, yeah?
Yeah. What happens? Yeah, the demons find their way into this young lady through her cell phone. So they use the cell phone as a way to break her down and get to her, and then they make their move from the cell phone into her. So yeah, that's the little twist. I don't want to give away too much how it happens, but that's basically what makes it a little different than every other possession movie.
Excellent. Also, Felissa Rose, so nice, and Jan Birch as well.
Yeah.
That man, he's one of the sweetest people I've met. So it looks like, or it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, Chris, do you have any questions for Jeff? Jeff?
Jeff's fine.
Jeff. Oh yeah, I was just wondering, as far as like different subgenres goes, there's so many different ones that you could go with for horror. Why did you choose to go with possession specifically? Is that like one of your favorites, like a personal favorite for you?
Now, actually, what happened was the writer. I didn't write the film. It was written by a young lady by the name of Roberta Griffin, and a few years back, she sent me the script and said, "Hey, would you be interested in reading this?" And I read it and kind of, I liked it. I thought, wow, this could be a great, lower budget film. There wasn't a lot of locations, not a lot of cast, but yet it had a really compelling story and a lot of emotion. And I thought this would really make a good, lower budget horror movie that we could do. And I was actually in Ohio doing an autograph signing at a show. And I was approached by Cody Hessling and Stephanie Hensley back in 2019, 2018, I'm not sure, it was a while ago. And they said, we did a Q&A, and they said, would you ever shoot a movie here? And that's how it all became. I said, well, I've got this script that I really, really like. And if you guys want to help me bring it to life, then we'll do it. So we started it back then. And like I said, through the pandemic, it got pushed aside and we shut it down, and I brought it back. And I had just made a commitment, and I just, I told the writer that I was going to make this movie, so I had to find a way to do it. And but yeah, so that's how it came about. I didn't write the movie. I just when I read the script, I really enjoyed it, and I could see it. You could visualize it, and that's how it came about.
Excellent. So you're going to hopefully be
That's so
shooting.
interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that was really interesting. Thank you. I love little stories like that.
Yeah, but it's not your typical Hollywood story. I mean, but it's how it came together, and it came full circle because I had kind of pulled away from the Ohio connect. I was going to do it in LA, and that's how when I got Jan, and I got Felissa, and I got Vincent, and I had talked to a couple other actors that were going to do it. But now that we've moved back to Ohio, I had to lose a couple of my actors, which is a bummer. I had a young lady by the name of Rebecca Kennedy, and I had Naomi Grossman. They're both amazing actresses and amazing people, but due to the constraints of budget, we had to cut back, and scheduling also. They had other things, So, but this is where we're at now. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Excellent.
That's awesome. I used to live in Cincinnati, Ohio. Whereabouts in Ohio are you guys located?
Northwest Ohio. It's in a little town called Vanderbilt.
People don't realize how big of a state Ohio actually is. So yeah, that wasn't close to where I was at all. Never mind.
Yeah, I believe it's an hour and a half north of Dayton, I believe. I'm not from there. I went there once.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Dirty freaking Joe says the Demons Within is going to be sick, and Peter is also saying he can't wait to go to Monster Palooza. Cody says hi, Jeff.
Hey guys.
So
Cody's
super cool. Thank you, Jeff, for coming on and talking to us about the film. Please come back when it's done and you can share
Oh,
something with us.
absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll
please do.
bring some of the cast on, and we'll
Yeah, I would love that.
yeah.
And
Yeah, awesome.
yeah,
Jan loves to do interviews. I know that. I don't know about the rest, and I think Felicia does too. So, and
yeah,
Vin-
they're
oh
both wonderful. They're
yeah,
both awesome. You want to stick around because Chris has
sure.
another segment coming up, and he is going to be sharing his new list. But I also wanted to make sure to show to remind everybody of Horror Movie Night, and that is coming up June 17th, Friday, June 17th at the Frida Cinema. And let me roll that little trailer right now.
Oh my God, what a...
Alrighty, so that is again Horror Movie Night coming up in June, June 17th, just a few days away. And yeah, tickets are on sale now for Creepshow and for Alien, and I believe even for Halloween 3 coming up in October. So let's go ahead and hand the floor over to Chris here, and he's going to give us the list. I thought I trimmed that. Sorry.
No problem. So for tonight's list, I'm going to do my top 5 aquatic creature features because it's summertime. So I thought that'd be a fun topic of discussion. My number 5, I have Deep Blue Sea from 1999. It stars Thomas Jane, Saffron Burrows, Samuel L. Jackson, Stellan Skarsgård, and LL Cool J. And basically, it's about these scientists that are in this underwater research facility, and they're trying to find the cure for Alzheimer's. Then all of a sudden, they become victims to these super intelligent sharks. And if you love cheesy, campy horror movies, then this one is for you because it's got some of the best kills, like in most modern like creature features, and especially Samuel L. Jackson's death scene is iconic at this point. So that was number 5, Deep Blue Sea. Oh, one more thing, actually. Sorry, I haven't shared my notes. It's got 2 sequels, believe it or not. So I didn't even know there was a third one until I started doing my research for this. The second one's okay, but nothing's as good as the original. So moving on. My number 4 is a more recent one. It's called Underwater. It's from 2020. And it's about a underwater oil facility that's drilling deep underground, basically at the bottom of the ocean. And all of a sudden, the crew starts getting attacked by these really weird Lovecraftian monsters. And this movie is really cool because it actually touches on monsters from like Lovecraft stories. It even has Cthulhu, believe it or not. I wasn't expecting that the first time I saw this. So it's really fun to see that. It's got Kristen Stewart in it. It was directed by William Eubank. And it even plays with that whole mystery of the unknown is the scariest thing. So this one doesn't have any sequels because it's still pretty new. But that was my number 4, Underwater. For number 3, I have Lake Placid. And this is the one about the giant crocodile that terrorizes this small town lake. And it stars Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman. It's got Oliver Platt and Betty White. It was written by David E. Kelly, and it was directed by Steve Miner. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he did 2 of the Friday the 13th sequels, and he also did Warlock, and he did Halloween H2O. And this one's a lot of fun, too, because this gator is massive. Like, you will believe the size of this thing. And the CGI, even though it was in the 90s, like, it's not that bad. It still holds up pretty well today. And even the dynamic and the chemistry between the characters, that's a lot of fun, too. So that was my number 3, Lake Placid. For my number 2, I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit for this one, but most of this movie does take place in the water, but it's Anaconda from 1997. And this one is the one that had Jennifer Lopez, it had Ice Cube, it has Jon Voight, it had Eric Stoltz, it has Jonathan Hyde Pierce, and it has Owen Wilson in it. And basically, these documentary filmmakers are deep in the jungle of the Amazon, and they're going down the river, and then they're trying to find this lost tribe. They work for like National Geographic or something like that, and basically they help the stranger that's stuck on the side of the riverbank, and then little do they know he's actually after this giant prize anaconda, and all of a sudden they get trapped in this kind of game of cat and mouse that he's doing between him and the big snake. So even, like I said before with Lake Placid, even though it was in the 90s, the special effects hold up really well today because they use both animatronics and CGI. A lot of times you don't see that these days. It's mainly just CGI, so it feels kind of soulless. So it's nice to see that old movie magic. And this is one that I revisit a lot. Like, this is one of my comfort movies, so that was number 2. My number 1 is probably obvious, Jaws, 1975. This has to be like one of the most iconic theme songs that has ever been written for not just horror, but any kind of movie. And I really miss those days when movies had theme songs, when you hear just a certain piece of music and then you just know right away what movie that's from. But anyways, this one stars Roy Schneider. It's got Richard Dreyfuss in it. It's got Lorraine Gray, and it's got Robert Shaw. And of course, it was directed by Steven Spielberg. And just the way that he doesn't show the monster right away. And so it's not until towards the end that you see it. It plays on that fear of the unknown that I touched on before. And he was really smart to do that. And funny story, long story short, actually, but he was having a lot of problems with the animatronic shark because this was before CGI. This was in the 70s. So that's why he chose not to show it too often, because he didn't want it to look fake or anything like that. And he named the shark after his lawyer, Bruce. So that was my number 1, Jaws.
Excellent. All right, man. Thank you so much. Jeff, do you have a favorite creature feature?
A favorite creature?
Aquatic one. Aquatic creature feature.
Creature feature. No, I mean, I liked Anaconda. Actually, a good one.
I love Anaconda.
Yeah, Anaconda was good.
I saw that thing in the theater, and I was like, man. But Jon Voight's regurgitation scene is iconic.
Iconic. So. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. And believe it or not, I forgot to mention before, but that movie actually has 4 sequels. Anaconda, it's got 4 sequels, moly. Including Anaconda versus Lake Placid. Yes, that is a thing. It's terrible. Don't watch it, but it is a thing.
And Anaconda don't want none. Yeah. So very good. So Dirty Freaking Joe says Jaws is a great movie, and the theme is, of course, recognizable. Taylor says that they ruined Lake Placid when they made the sequels. So
yeah, there's 5 sequels for Lake Placid, and then there's 3 for Jaws. I meant to mention those before, but I'm just trying to get to it quickly.
No.
Jaws is a classic.
No, there are. Well, okay, wait. There's 4 Jaws films. There are 3 sequels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's 3 sequels.
Sorry. I get mixed up when the okay. And David Hasselhoff was in one. So
I forgot about that.
So there you go.
I don't really watch the Jaws sequels very often. Not as often as the first one. But that one scared the crap out of me when I was a kid because I lived in California by the beach. I used to live near San Francisco. So that movie terrified me when I was little. I lived all over the States.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, it is about time for us to wrap this up. And Lindsay, I promise that I will not use that video for sound bites. All of this classic.
Benny loves you.
I won't do that. So, Jeff, thank you so much for coming. Please come back when you have more to share about the Demons Within.
Absolutely.
And Chris, thank you so much for the list and popping in from Canada. And everyone, you guys, it's time to go. So we will see you in the fog. Take care.
Thank you for having me.